Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a red velvet cake. Let's begin. To start on the recipe, you'll want to make the red food colouring part. So into a bowl add your food colouring along with your vanilla and give it a whisk just to combine. Then you can go ahead and add in the cocoa powder and give that a good mix, being careful not to try and make too much of a mess. So once everything has been combined, you will have this thick reddish mixture. It doesn't look too red right now, but once you incorporate the other ingredients, it's a very bright red. Set aside until you need it later on. To start on the cake, you'll want to grab yourself a large mixing bowl, and into the mixing bowl place your butter and your granulated white sugar and beat the two together until they are lighter and fluffier in colour and consistency. This takes around 5 to 7 minutes depending on how you are mixing this. Once the mixture is lighter and fluffier, you can then give the bowl a bit of scraping down just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. Now you'll want to go ahead and add in the red mixture that you made earlier on and just mix that in on a medium-low speed just until it's fully incorporated. You can then start to add your eggs one at a time, beating well in between each addition, and as you add the eggs you'll notice that the mixture becomes a brighter colour, and this is completely normal. The consistency also changes and this is also completely normal. You can then go ahead and give the bowl a good scraping down just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. You will then want to add around half of your plain flour and then just mix that in on a medium-low speed just until it's fully incorporated. And then you'll want to go ahead and add in roughly around half of your buttermilk. Just mix that in until it's fully incorporated. Then add around half of the flour again and just mix that in until it's fully incorporated. And as you can guess, then you're going to add the buttermilk as well, all of that, mix that in until fully incorporated. Then you can add the last bit of the flour in and mix until it's fully incorporated and the batter has formed. You will then want to give the bowl a good scraping down just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on, and this is quite an important step as you don't want to find any raw large bits of mixture that haven't been fully incorporated. You can then go ahead and add in your bicarbonate of soda or baking soda, and on top of that add your white vinegar and just fold that in until it's fully incorporated. This is your raising agent. Grab your lined and prepared 6-inch cake tins and transfer the batter into each tin. I eyeballed it, but feel free to weigh up so you get a more accurate result. Baking times and temperatures will be in the blog post link down below. So once your cakes are fully baked and cooled, you can then start to trim them. I level the tops off. I use a cake leveler, but feel free to use a knife, whichever works best for you. This isn't a usual step, but I had some leftover simple syrup and I just brushed it over the cake to add some extra moisture, and it'll keep it preserved for an extra couple of days. So to make the cream cheese icing, you'll want to grab yourself a large mixing bowl, and into the large mixing bowl place your icing sugar and your butter and beat the two together until they come together and form like a crumb consistency. Then you can go ahead and add in your soft cheese or cream cheese and just mix this in until it's fully incorporated. You will notice that the mixture goes a bit more loose, and this is completely normal, but continue whisking it or mixing it together on a high speed and you should get a very thick and whipped styled cream cheese icing. If it doesn't seem to be thickening, don't worry, read the blog post and there'll be information for you on there. So now you can assemble the cake. So grab yourself a cake stand or a plate and place a small amount of the cream cheese icing onto it. Then secure your cake in place, just pressing down lightly to secure it in place. You can then go ahead and dollop a good amount of the cream cheese icing on top and just spread and level that out until it reaches the edges of the cake. You can then go ahead and sandwich the other layer of cake on top and just start to finish the cake off. So I like to start with a layer of cream cheese icing on top, and the bit that falls down the side you can just work around. Using a spatula or palette knife, you'll just want to start to spread it around. If you get crumbs in it, don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to get the cream cheese icing on there. Once you've got it on there, you'll then want to smooth it off. If, like me, you didn't make it perfectly, you may want to just add a bit more or take some off. It's completely up to you. And once you've done that, you can then just smooth it off. I like a smooth finish, but it's up to you. And then to finish your cake off, I just do this simple swirl pattern on top. So I took my small palette knife and just dragged it around the cake, leaving a small indentation, and you get this swirl on top. It's what the bakery or coffee shop style red velvet cakes have on top, and I thought, why not? Then with some of the crumbs from earlier on, you'll just want to go around the edge of the cake and just sprinkle as many or as few as you like. I went quite heavy, but hey, don't worry, it's red velvet. Who doesn't want more red velvet? So once you're ready, you can then start to cut your cake up. You can cut as large or a smaller portion as you like, but don't worry, it's got that classic red velvet taste, and look, it's got the cream cheese icing. It's not a classic, it's my interpretation of a classic red velvet, but yeah, here it is. I hope you enjoyed. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again next week with some more videos for you, so join me then. But in the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description. There'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog, and a link to my social media, so don't forget to go and follow me over on there. There'll be a lot more information on the blog post with little hints and tricks for you to make this cake perfectly. Hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.